Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Yesterday, a great revolutionary leader passed away. Fidel Castro, the former president of Cuba. Even though this brother is dead, the revolution continues. The revolutionary ideas that this brother promoted continue and live on. This brother contributed a great deal not only to the Cuban people, but to humanity. This brother contributed to the African liberation struggle, and that has to be emphasized. This brother inspired groups like the Black Panther Party to take on a revolutionary position, to critique this capitalist system in which we live. One cannot be a revolutionary without critiquing and standing up to this capitalist system that is responsible for not only the oppression of Black people, but the oppression of all working people, of people of different nationalities and races around the world. This capitalist system is something that Fidel Castro stood up to. He stood up to the most powerful nation in the world, and he maintained his independence and his integrity despite numerous attempts to take his life, despite a failed invasion of his country. The man stood strong, and the man stood out as an example for those who are fighting for freedom, those who are fighting for equality and fighting to create an egalitarian society. Many people criticize Cuba and the Cuban Revolution, not realizing that Cuba was able to educate more of its citizens than much of Latin America was able to. They were able to provide universal health care and education for their citizens. They made great strides, and they, in many ways, are an example for other countries around the world. Now, I'm not saying that Cuba is perfect or anything like that. There are flaws with Cuban society, just like with any society. But they made great strides in race relations under Fidel Castro. And aside from just inspiring groups like the Black Panther Party, Fidel Castro supported Black revolutionaries around the world. When the United States supported the racist, oppressive apartheid regime in South Africa, this brother Fidel Castro gave resources to those who were fighting against apartheid. He actually participated in the struggle against apartheid. This brother sent 25,000 troops to Angola to help the people in their liberation struggle there. And he's helped many other revolutionaries around the world, people like Nkrumah, people like Toure, and many others, Emil Cabral, and other people. So this man should be celebrated. He should be recognized and respected. Not only did he support these revolutionary Africans and the liberation struggle, this brother protected people like Assata Shakur, who was formerly known as Joanne Chesimard, when she was convicted of crimes in the United States under the climate of COINTELPRO, where the United States was declaring all-out war on Black people and Black organizations, the Black Panther Party in particular. When that sister was forced to flee this country, Fidel Castro provided her sanctuary, despite repeated requests from the United States of America to extradite her. Fidel Castro and the Cuban people stood with that sister and protected her. And for that, I have nothing but respect for Fidel Castro and the Cuban people. And I hope that things do not get reversed with the passing of Fidel Castro. I hope that Cuba does not become another Puerto Rico or another extension of the United States, 51st state of the United States. I hope that it maintains its dignity, its sovereignty, and its independence. And I hope that they continue down a progressive path and even make changes as necessary to expand rights and liberties and human rights in that country. So those are my thoughts about this. I just want to say rest in power, Fidel Castro, and long live the revolution.